Hello, welcome to Pendulum Friday. Thank you so much for being here at Soulprint Intuitive Tarot. All right, so the amazing Joyce has once again sent me ahead all of the questions from this week. And so I'm just going to get started and go through them. If you are new here, welcome to Soulprint. I hope you enjoy our community. I use this short little pendulum. Because of that, you sometimes are going to see some vibration and movement in my hand. It does me no good to try to fake it and give you an answer you think you want. So, let's just put that to the side. When the pendulum is ready, as you see, it will go side to side like this. It means that it's ready to talk and I am protected. Show me yes. It will go back and forth and no and round. And every once in a while, the thing will just go dead straight. And that means either the information is not available, it's none of our business, but it just basically means they're not going to provide an answer, one way or the other. Okay, so let's get started, shall we? Do the GOP really want the US to be Russia? Okay, so no. I think a good question, though, is do the GOP aspire to have the same perks and benefits, power and money, not all of them, but some, as the oligarchs in Russia? Are there? Yeah. Okay. So that's a draw, right? I mean, they're looking at these oligarchs and they're going, crap, why can't we do that? We should be able to do that. And of course, they can't because it's not Russia, it's the United States. Do the GOP really understand what they are doing to the whole country? It's a really broad question. So I'm just going to narrow that down a little bit. So, do the Republicans in the House understand what they are doing to the country? They do. Okay. Do the GOP members in the Senate understand the ramifications of what's being done in the country? Okay, yes, they do. You'll notice I asked a slightly different question there. Do the broader voting public, Republican voting public, do they actually clearly understand the consequences of some of the policies and actions Trump and the GOP are planning to take? Do they get it? Do they understand? No. You know why? I talked about this on Thursday's video that they're caught up in the showmanship and um they don't go further than that. And by the way, I really upset a lovely subscriber named Shannon Doherty Girl, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember it. I'm not going to pull it up. I apologize. I didn't mean that every single old people in the world, one, didn't have cell phones, and two, were the problem. Okay. I'm not that far behind you in age, so I'm not, casting aspersions nowhere. I have often said that people who are in their late 60s, 70s, and even early 80s are part of what I like to call the flower the flower planters, because they were part of the 60s and 70s, and they came along and they started opening that door for for love and understanding and etc. And there's a progression through their children and their children's children, etc. That are moving this country or the world, not this, countries, farther and farther ahead. So I wasn't suggesting that it's the old people's fault, because of course not all older people are, you know, sort of responsible for, I want to say, kind of just not really paying attention or understanding the damage that is being done, or not looking beyond their limited scope. Just like I often will say, well, Gen Z, which is the younger ones now, they're the ones that are going to save us. Not every one of them is going to save us. Some of them are going to vote Republican. Some of them aren't going to vote. Some of them don't care. It was a generalization. So I'm sorry if I ruffled your feathers. But I do thank you for the comment. I actually couldn't comment back because I thought if I try to say this in a few words, I'm just gonna get myself into more trouble. So, for anybody who thought I was picking on older people who either do or do not have landlines and cell phones, that was not my intention. And you all know that, okay? I don't need a bunch of people writing in and saying people shouldn't criticize you. I got the message and I appreciate it. All right. I would like to know if Marjorie Taylor Greene is into pagan, evil, satanic ceremonies. No. Is this what the Trump is this what the Trump crowd practices in some additional secret society? Okay, that's a no. Now, and I'm not going to go down this rabbit hole, but there are parts of the. Sorry, my cat has decided to bite me. Hey, stop it, Nova. That hurts. Um, there are people in um, Congress who have very extreme religious beliefs, um, that they tend to be more, Christian, even like Catholic, that kind of energy. Pagan, it's not really fair to use pagan and satanic in the same breath because they're very, very different things. Buddy, what are you doing? Hold on. Sorry, obviously he's a little testy. I haven't been around as much as I should have, I guess. Um, so yeah, there are actually some secret societies that some members are involved in, but I'm not going to label them either satanic or pagan. And again, those two things are sort of separate um areas, if you will. Will Mike Johnson, new House Speaker, cause much turmoil? Hmm. Okay, so that is a little yes. I also recorded earlier today a mini on um, Mike Johnson. It will be out on Wednesday. And, basically what the mini said in a nutshell is that he's a little naive and he really doesn't have the experience or the understanding, frankly, to be playing real politics with the big boys. Um, and that people should just take a couple breaths because when it comes right down to it, the House craziness is going to get blocked by the Senate. So, they're going to try. I don't think that they're going to get away with quite as much horror as we're worried about right now. Will he try to defund Jack Smith? No, again, that could very well be a talking point. I just don't see it being successful in any way, shape, or form. Will SCOTUS swing left again? Yes. And if yes, will it be in the 4 years after the 2024 election? Okay, yes. Now, the caveat to that is um, when the Dems control all three levers of government, they are then going to be able to put in some new justices. I think I am among a vast group of readers who have said they see one or two justices leaving at the Supreme Court. And so those spots are going to get plugged in. And somebody wanted, and the follow up question was, will SCOTUS swing left before 2032? Um, yeah, okay. So that's a yes. So what I'm gonna re-ask the question. Um, once SCOTUS goes left and or center left, is the highest court going to stay center left for the foreseeable future? Yes. Okay. Does mainstream media want Trump back in office? No. In some ways, they really are prepared to take the ratings hit to get the guy gone. Will Kemp become a Dem by 2028? That's a yes. And if you're wondering why that question, if you haven't seen the video that was released earlier this week called Georgia Insights with Marcus, it is really, really worth taking a peek at. And then the other question was, if not, will Kemp become an independent by 2028? Interesting. So we're getting strong yeses on both. Okay, so let's ask it this way for just simplicity. Is Kemp likely to switch parties within the next 4.5 years? Yes. Okay, that's a super strong yes. So I guess we'll see which way he goes. Did the former President Trump share secrets about Israel with Russia? Yes. Will Trump be prevented from appearing on the Michigan ballot in 2024? That's a yes. And I know people are saying that's like a real long shot. I know that there are other states that are sort of sitting back and watching to see what's going to happen there, but it looks like are most of Trump's followers are most of Trump's followers convicted felons who can't vote anyway? Now, come on, that's not a very nice question. Um, no, they're not. They're people who, just like everybody else, has ways of looking at things they want, things they don't want in their world. If I had to characterize GOP voters in a very concise way, what I would say is that they're frightened. They don't like the changes they see, and they're resisting them, and they're pushing back. And what happened with Trump was he sort of gave them permission to make those feelings known in aggressive ways. Will a Trump follower either harm or kill a member of the US courts due to his rhetoric? Okay, let's ask harm. Okay, so I'm getting kind of a small yes on that. And will a member of the US court system have their life ended by a Trump follower? No. Okay. Since Donald told Republicans not to vote, will a significant number of them not bother voting next year? Okay, well, I don't know if he said that recently. He for sure said it for the last election, and like, look where that got him. So let's ask it this way: are a significant number of Republicans simply going to choose not to vote in the next election? That's a yes. I'm going to ask a follow-up question. Might that be in part because Trump is not either on the ballot or available for them to vote for? And that's a small yes. And you guys are clever enough to just sort of figure out what road I was going down with that question. Has the former guy financially helped any of his followers that broke into the Capitol at his direction on January 6th? No. Is Trump going to end up in a mental hospital? So let's rephrase that. Is Trump going to end up with significant emotional or cognitive issues that could end up restricting him. And that's a yes. Will Robert Card, the main shooter, be caught? So I am recording this on Thursday afternoon. As of right now, he has not been. Is this man going to be caught? If not to, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or by Sunday? Is he still alive? That's a no. Just a question. Entertainment purposes only. Did Jesus survive the cross and actually was not a martyr, but rather a political escapee? No. Okay. Um, that was probably a little bit of a foregone conclusion. I'm going to ask this one again just because it gives people comfort. And for whatever reason, my pendulum doesn't get too annoyed when I ask the same questions over and over again. Are the Dems going to secure the White House in the 2024 election? Are they going to win the White House and occupy it? Yes. Is that going to be led at that time by Joe Biden? Yes. Are the Dems going to hold the majority in the Senate as a result of the 2024 election? Yes. Are the Dems going to hold the majority in the House as a result of the 2024 election? Yes. Final question. Are all three branches of government going to be held by Democrats as a result of the 2024 election? Yes. Okay. I'm wrapping this up. I don't know if you can hear it, but my dog's barking like a fool. So I'm gonna go see what his problem is. I got cats biting me. I got dogs barking. Good gracious, it must be Friday. Thank you so very, very much for being here. It's the weekend. Do something kind to yourself for yourself and someone else. And I look forward to seeing you next time. And don't forget, on Saturday morning, the Pick Your Crystal sort of tarot readings come out. So if you haven't checked them out, you might want to. All right. Take good care of yourself, and I will see you really soon. Bye for now.